Financially Speaking with Jim Taunton. Find us live on radio, TV, the IBX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIBFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genuis Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here's your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
Ayden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Ayden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Ayden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Ayden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Ayden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Ayden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
All right, here we are. A little bit late. We had some internet issues. Sorry for that, but I had to get those straightened out. And we're here a little less time than normal. And I didn't want you to think that I was avoiding you because of the day we had today in the market. No. Today's the kind of day I want to be on, financially speaking, and talk to you about what's going on and answer questions and things like that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and give you the phone number so you can call during this first break, and I'll take your call when we come back. If you call in with a question, your name goes into the drawing for the Denafitude Octavola. I'll even pay the tip. You know that. But call me with a question if about the markets today or what's going on, tariffs. I'm going to talk extensively about tariffs on the show tonight, so I will answer most of what you would probably ask about that anyway. In any case, the number is 252-561-TALK, 561-8255. Call me during this break. We'll take your call first when we come back.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
And we're back. Jim Taunton here. Don't believe I got a text from the producer. Nope, nobody called. All right, not a good day in the market. Financial advisors live for days like this. It just gets the blood flowing, exhilarating. No, I'm just kidding. We don't like it any more than you do. Because guess what? Our money is invested as well, and more than likely, my money is invested more aggressively than yours, so I feel these downturns more than you do in my portfolio. But one thing I know that you may not, if you're my client, you do, because I try to keep my clients educated and informed and ready for things like this. So one thing you may not know, and I do, is this too shall pass. I've been through 6 bear markets, 5 recessions. So nothing much surprises me. We all knew this was coming. Did we not? We knew it was coming. Even Trump himself. Now, he rarely speaks any negativity about anything pertaining to himself. Yeah, almost never. Okay. Oh, I heard a phone call. Oh, okay. Thanks. That's an interesting way to let me know. We have Ken on the line. Ken, go right ahead with your question.
Hey, Jim. This is Ken Yoakum. I thought I would call in tonight. I'm actually one of your clients. I was going to tell everybody on the radio here that you are everything that you say you are. My question is going to be about RMDs.
Yes. What about them?
I'm sorry. I'm watching you online here, too. So, first of all, I have an annuity with you, as you know, and RMDs affect
Hey, Ken,
pre-tax
do me a
stuff.
favor.
And,
Turn your radio down a little bit, or your computer, whatever it is
there you
you're
go.
watching on. There, that's better. Thank you.
All
All
right,
right, go
sure.
ahead.
I was the RMDs, but they affect things that are pre-tax, and of course, all of my money is actually pre-tax. So the annuity that I have, does that affect the payout when RMD time comes, or how does that work? And I had an unrelated follow-up about what WTF today, but I think you're covering that.
Yes, I am very much. The RMDs are it stands for Required Minimum Distributions, and it's something that was put into the IRS code essentially to require people to remove money from their IRA so the government could tax it. They didn't want the money to stay there until you died, and then your children get it, and they can defer taxation over 10 years. And it takes a long time for the government to get their tax revenue. So they want you to start taking it out while you're living so they can tax it. That's the sole purpose of RMDs. Now the RMDs don't start until you're 73 years old. It's going to 74 ultimately in the current tax code, but it's 73 now. And once you're 73, you have to begin to withdraw based on the previous December 31st value of your account divided by the life expectancy you've attained to that year. So RMDs change every year for everybody because account values change, your life expectancy changes every year. So we do the calculations automatically for clients, so that you don't have to do that, you don't have to worry with it. But as far as you're concerned, on variable annuities, when we add a living benefit rider that guarantees income for life, there's a certain amount of dollars that they will guarantee you to be able to withdraw from that account until death do you part. It doesn't guarantee returns. It doesn't guarantee your account value. It's invested in sub-accounts and will fluctuate based on market conditions. The income, however, can never go down or go away. Now, what you're asking me is, when RMD time comes, will that affect the amount you're taking out? More than likely, no. More than likely, no, because you are already taking out more than the RMD requirement at your age 73. Now, if you live till age 90, for example, you may
and I'm trying hard to do that.
You may have to increase. You may have to increase the amount coming out, but it will not affect the lifetime guarantee. Those variable annuities, those riders, are what we call RMD friendly. That's written into the contract. If we have to take out more because of RMDs than the living benefit rider normally allows, you're guaranteed those withdrawals for life. So
awesome. I didn't even think about it 3 years ago.
Yeah, you're absolutely in good shape.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate your good words more than you know, Ken. I really do, and your confidence. I appreciate that very much.
Oh, absolutely. Again, you've always done what you said you would do, and you always will do it.
I try.
You've been
I try. Truth is very high up on my scale. I will tell people the truth, even if it's not what they want to hear. And I've done that many times, actually. But, yeah, I believe in truth. You can't make good decisions unless you know the truth about something. So there you go.
That's true. Can't solve a problem you don't know you have.
Yeah, and you're in the drawing for the dinner for two, by the way. Hope you win.
I am. I'm looking forward to that. To everybody else out there, that is a wonderful experience.
It is.
You guys take care.
It was a great place to eat. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Ken Yoakum, wonderful guy. Yeah, he was an employee of Hyster-Yale, and I have just a bunch of Hyster-Yale ex-employees as clients. But anyway, we'll move on. Tariffs. There have been 15 or so presidents. I've shared this on the program before, by the way, in preparation for this day. 15-ish presidents in the past utilized tariffs for various reasons. This is not something new, people. This is not something that Trump invented. Trump didn't have a dream about tariffs and say, I'm going to start charging X percent to foreign countries for bringing their goods in. No, it's been used since the 1700s, 1800s, and 1900s. Biden used tariffs. Yes, he did. Nothing new. Now, what's new is Trump is using more of them and applying them to more product and more countries. But that's what's new. And let me tell you why he's doing it. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why he's using tariffs presently. Now, the market ran scared today. That's what the market does. The market is a series of knee-jerk reactions to news or uncertainty or whatever it is it wants to react to. It'll react with fear or greed based on, what's going on. And today was fear. You saw it, and it was ugly. This is what fear looks like in the market. People selling indiscriminately companies that are great companies. Their fundamentals have not changed. Their earnings have not changed. The projections of their sales and revenue has not changed. They are excellent companies, but because of the 4-letter word, fear, they're selling everything. And there's no need for it. The economy still looks good. It's going to slow. This year's going to slow because of all the product that's got to be brought in, or companies brought in before the tariffs hit. And they're going to be so. Anyway, the GDP is going to go down a little bit, no question. But recession is most people don't think we're going to have recession. But if we do, it'll be very shallow, very short-lived. Recessions are nothing to be afraid of. I've been through 5 of them. And the market normally performs decently in and around a recession. That is not a death knell for your 401k, I can assure you. All right, why tariffs? Number 1, trying to level the playing field. The United States has been taken advantage of for the last 25 or 30 years. And that's one thing that has added to our national debt. But we're trying to get the balance of import and exports with countries somewhere levelized. And what's happened is we don't charge companies much in tariffs, but our product going to their country, they either charge exorbitant tariffs or won't allow them in altogether. Now, that's not fair, is it? But that's what's been going on. So the tariffs are trying to level that playing field, okay? Secondly, tariffs will create revenue. And that's a good thing because we need revenue. Now, one of the things I'm excited about is this revenue that it will generate may allow a significant reduction in income taxes. Well, Jim, we're defeating the purpose, aren't we? We want money coming in so we can pay down the debt. But if we reduce taxes, we're lowering revenue. But listen, lowering income taxes will spur growth in our economy more than keeping taxes high and keeping the tariffs on a separate balance sheet. We need to lower taxes, create growth. We're going to have to grow ourselves out of this debt if it's even possible. Cutting what Doge has been done, Elon Musk and his crew, what they've been doing is not even a drop in the bucket compared to what we need to do to lower the debt. In my opinion, midterm, long-term, the national debt is the number 1 issue facing us right now. I read an article, I don't want to frighten you, but I read an article this week that said that within 20 years, the national debt at the rate it's growing now would become unserviceable and there's a chance of default on U.S. Treasuries. That's not a good thing. That's what Trump is trying to avert, and there just has not been the political will to do it. What you had to have was a second-term president who didn't care about getting reelected, first of all, and I would love for some senators and House of Representatives to, have some gumption and help do whatever needs to be done to get this national debt down and save Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. And we probably don't need any reductions. We're going to have to extend the age for Social Security on up to maybe 70. But whatever needs to be done because this is unsustainable, will be unsustainable. Within 20 years is what the article that I read. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure that out. I don't have a calculator that I can figure out, when the national debt's going to become unserviceable. But that's what I read in the article. So that's what he is trying to avert. Yes, he even said it 2 weeks ago. He said it was going to be a little pain involved. Now, he normally doesn't say things like that about his policies and whatnot. So when you heard that, you probably should have perked up and said, probably going to happen. And he even said he didn't know if there was going to be a recession or not as a result of that, but he did know that this had to be done. Think about it. Trump likes nothing more than to be loved and admired. I mean, he's a narcissist. Let's face it. There's no question about that. That is his personality. Narcissists love to be admired and loved by people. Hail Trump. That's what he wants to hear. Well, obviously, this policy is not endearing him to a whole lot of people right now. So guess what? He must be doing it because he thinks it's the right thing to do. And for once, maybe, in his entire presidency. Who knows? Thirdly, he is trying to force companies to onshore, which means instead of having their plants in other countries, we've lost so many plants in the last 30 years. He wants them to come back to the United States, create jobs and revenue and tax base for the government. Again, to help create enough revenue to start paying down this debt. At least keep if we could just get a balanced budget, we probably could grow out of this thing. If we can get a balanced budget and not keep adding to the national debt. And onshoring companies would go a long way to do that. And so that's one of the goals also for these tariffs. Fourthly, reducing income taxes, he said, was one of his goals. And that really was to create a growth of GDP, which is ultimately going to be the only way to dent this debt. It really is. It's the only way. Cuts will not do it. Lastly, well, I've already talked about this, taking all this that's created from the tariffs and attacking the national debt. So, tariffs are not new. Many presidents have used them. There are logical reasons for utilizing tariffs at this point to try to turn this whole thing around. Globalization has hurt the United States for the most part. We need to concentrate on getting our industry and companies, back in order, and that's basically what he's doing right now. As a result of everything that's going on now, the dollar has gone down, is weakened, and I used to talk a lot on the program about the dollar. I haven't in a long time. And I made the point on the program that a weak dollar is not necessarily a bad thing. Politicians will always say we want a strong dollar. It sounds good, doesn't it? Strong dollar. But when we're talking about economics, strong and weak don't mean the same thing. You want a strong country. Well, it's not the same thing as a strong dollar, okay? It just means that if we have a strong dollar, foreign currencies will not buy as much in U.S. goods and services. If we have a weaker dollar, the foreign currencies will buy more in U.S. goods and services. So actually a weaker dollar is a little ignition there for our economy. So right now it's weak. Now it will strengthen as interest rates go back up. Interest rates have come down. Some of the folks that I've listened to and admire and trust their opinions, they're believing that we're going to have a collapse in interest rates. not as a result of economic hardship, but as a result of what's going on with tariffs and other things. Treasuries have come down precipitously. And if they continue to come down, that will certainly be an impetus for the Fed to lower rates. If the Fed lowers rates, interest rates have gone down in general. What do you think is going to happen with stock prices? They're going up. Where else are people going to put their money if interest rates have gone down? Bond rates are down. You got to put your money in the stock market, and that's where it's going to flow. And so that will be a huge impetus for the stock market to go up. It's interesting. The fear gauge, it's interesting. I wonder why they don't have a greed gauge. There are two emotions that drive individuals' investment decisions. Feed and feed drives me pretty strongly, actually. Fear and greed. Fear and greed are the two emotions that drive investors' decisions. Fear will make an investor sell at the wrong time, today, for example. Greed will cause an investor to hold on to something longer than they should because they want to have just a little bit more growth, to earn a little bit more money on it, even though they've done well, And the fear gauge is the VIX. It's a volatility index, which essentially is a measurement of the next 30 days of S&P 500 futures. So it's really telling us what investors are thinking about the S&P 500, what it's going to do the next 30 days. And the fear gauge was close to signaling a bear market today. In other words, the futures for the S&P over the next 30 days were saying the S&P was going to slide into a 20% down from its high. But futures certainly are not an exact science, and they're not a surefire indicator of anything. Actually, it's a fear gauge. It's a measure of fear only. It's not a measure of fundamentals. It's not a measure of earnings or revenue or dividends or anything like that. It's just a measure of fear, and fear right now is running rampant. So, look over my shoulder here. You see, I got to get rid of this box, for crying out loud. Okay, there we go. You see over my right shoulder here. Let me move over. That's wrong. That's wrong one. It's actually my left shoulder. Excuse me. See over my left shoulder here. This has been up here for, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years. Trade your plan, not your emotions. Think about that. Trade your plan, not your emotions. Don't let fear alter your long-term investment strategy. These downturns like this, especially these circumstantial downturns, which this is not a fundamental issue in the economy or with companies. These downturns usually are short-lived, and recovery is very quick. Just like in the COVID year, went down 45% over 60 days. Then by the end of that very same year, we were higher than we were before the downturn ever started. Don't let fear drive your decisions. All right, I've got music, got to go. As always, this is Jim Taunton helping you make all of your decisions, financial decisions, that is. See you next week.